Against a light-colored background, the letters ACB. Below each letter is its corresponding Braille cell. Together for a bright future. Meet ACB board member Kenneth Semien Sr. with ACB President Dan Spoon. Dan is a white, middle-aged, and clean-shaven man, balding, with white hair at his temples. He wears a red sport shirt.
I'd like to welcome Kenneth Semien Sr., who was elected to our ACB Board of Directors in 2021 from Beaumont, Texas. Hello, Kenneth. How are you doing today?
Hello, Dan. I am doing great, and I'm glad to be here.
Fantastic. So, Kenneth, if you could take a few minutes and kind of talk us through your vision journey and, how your life kind of changed with your loss of vision and how that's kind of molded and shaped you to be the confident man that you are today.
Kenneth is a black man, clean-shaven and bald. He wears a blue dress shirt and a microphone headset.
Okay. Well, in 2002, I dealt with meningitis, ended up being in the hospital for 89 days. Part of that time I was in a coma, and I ended up becoming totally blind initially until multiple spinal taps while being there. Part of the time I was in a coma, things were happening. But when I came out of that coma, that's when I also found out I was deaf in my right ear. So it was quite challenging for me to accept the losses. And so, but I was able to return home after the hospital and get the care I needed at home without having to be in a facility. So I think that I was able to adjust a little bit better in the place of my own. So connecting with the Commission for the Blind, I was able to get some assistance because I knew nothing about blindness services or software that I could use on my computer or anything. So it was all new to me. It was devastating. Initially, I didn't want to accept it. I wanted my sight back, and I actually pouted for a while because I just wanted my sight back because I felt like I could not live this way. But it took me being introduced to a support group in my local city, Beaumont, Texas, and because I chose that group out of three that were offered to me because I knew the lady, suddenly she lost her sight and she began to do some things, and I heard about it. And sometimes we choose something that's more familiar to us. So that out of the three, I chose that group, and that's how I was introduced to ACB.
Well, Kenneth, you touched a chord with me there that really what got you started was the need for support. And there was an organization there offering you a hand up and you took advantage of that. And, Leslie and I had a similar circumstance. I mean, we really got involved with the Council of Blind at our local level because we were looking for some people that were going through the same situation that we were going through. So let's talk a little bit about the American Council of Blind and the board of directors. So you ran for the board in 2021, and I think you ran one other time, and we're so close to getting elected. So what kind of, what drove you to be a member of the ACB board of directors, and how are you finding your responsibilities on the board?
Well, I actually desire to serve and didn't know when it might happen. So for some time, I thought about it, and the people encouraged me to do so. After serving as president of ACB of Texas for 6 years, which would be 3 terms, and starting my chapter, really doing those things, getting on state and national committees, I learned so much that it prompted me to want to contribute. So I felt like I could do this. And you learn a lot once you get on the board. You don't always know everything that about it or what is to come, but you just have your mind open to learn and grow and just try to find out what you can do to contribute and make a difference with the group.
And you've had some really tremendous impacts there. Maybe take a minute and talk a little bit about the mentoring program that you've kind of worked at getting started here this year.
Yes. So we actually started it last year, but actually, being that I am the chair of the Durward K. McDaniel Fund Committee, my initial desire was to put a program together to help those who are recipients to continue learning and growing after they receive their award. Then we began to connect with other committees and saw that there was a desire within ACB and some direction given through a resolution. And so we began to work on some notes and things that we saw that would be beneficial to build the program. And somehow the platform I developed for DKM was actually meant, I would feel, to be for ACB. And so we just added to that and we'll continue to do that. The program is moving forward and I'm proud to be a part of it. And we are having meetings with our guides and explorers, which are mentors and mentees. And we're just growing together. We're learning so much as we go through the process through this pilot program that began on September 15th and will conclude on June 15th of 2023.
Well, thank you for all your service in that area. So let's talk a little bit about the future of the American Council of the Blind. Where do you see ACB going in the next 5 years? What are our biggest challenges and opportunities?
Well, membership is so important. So I know that we've talked about it before, and we have to place an emphasis on continued growth. And we're going to have to be creative in doing that. We know that a number of civic groups and nonprofit organizations who are membership organizations are, not having great membership growth. And so we have to be creative. And that's why I'm continuing to think about options that we can look at. We have to look at some unique opportunities, alternatives, and just be solution oriented.
And I think you have really taken a leadership role at being a affiliate liaison to several special interest affiliates. Take a moment and just kind of share with us your experiences of being the liaison for both ACB students, next generation, and guide dog users.
Wow. Yeah, it's been a great experience for me. They all have welcomed me. And, especially guide dog users, I must start off with because I've attended their meetings and they just connected me in every way to be a part of their communications on the board and committees and all. And I'm finding ways that I can even help them through advocacy, even though I'm not a guide dog user. Initially, I wondered if I would be a good fit. But it seems like it's working out fine with ACB students. It's been great. There's some challenges there, but we've actually worked on a strategic plan for 2023, and that's going to help them to have some direction without, planning in the moment. And and ACB Next Generation is just moving forward. Every group may have some challenges, but I'm very proud of them and how I've been able to work with them in various ways, even serving on their membership committee. I joined that group when they first started because I was involved in witnessing the committee and that there was in the beginning, and I just wanted to be a part of that and help younger people. That's been a desire of mine, and I've actually had many opportunities to work with young people to help them to grow and learn about the organization and other things that would empower them.
Well, you do a fantastic job as a board liaison, and we really, really appreciate it. So, Kenneth, tell us a little bit about what Kenneth Semien Sr. does for fun. What's a fun weekend for Kenneth when you're not advocating and serving others?
I've had to make time for fun, okay? But one thing I've always enjoyed, I enjoyed traveling. I am beginning to do that again. That's something I always wanted to do, and I did it with my job before, and now I'm doing with our organization. Other things, I love comedy. I love to laugh. People tell me I'm pretty serious most of the time, but I'm letting people know there's another side to me. I really do love to laugh.
Well, Kenneth, thank you so much for sharing your time, talent, and treasure as a member of our ACB Board of Directors. And thank you for taking a few moments for us to get to know you better.
Thank you. I'm glad to have done and be a part of this, really.
A logo, ACB in print and braille, American Council of the Blind, together for a bright future.